All right, let's get right into it. We're going to be exploring a pretty visceral story of survival today, one that's been pulled from several, frankly, terrifying accounts from deep within the Amazon. But this isn't just about a person's will to live. Oh no, it's about a bond that completely defies our most primal fears.
And really, that's the heart of it, isn't it? They're not just in a place. They are on the turf of a predator, this massive, sprawling green hell. Well, it's the real villain of our story.
So this is where we meet our two protagonists, a man named Rafik and his incredibly loyal German shepherd, Bruno. And right now, they're navigating an Amazon where, every shadow seems to be moving on its own and every little sound feels like a warning. Just try to picture this for a second. The air is so thick, so humid, that it's actually hard to breathe. You've got that constant smell of wet earth and rotting leaves, and then there's the sound. It's not just the screeching monkeys or the buzzing insects, it's that constant, unnerving rustle of things in the undergrowth that you just can't see. It's a total sensory overload, almost designed to break you down mentally way before anything physical even happens.
And then you get it. The first sign that something is terribly wrong. And it doesn't come from the man, Rafik. It comes from the dog, Bruno. A low, deep growl from his chest, his ears pinned flat against his head. His instincts are just screaming that they are not alone anymore.
And right here, this is where everything changes. The chase begins. And it all starts in an instant, with a single, deafening hiss that just slices right through all the other jungle noise.
It's a huge anaconda, and it just explodes out of the undergrowth like something straight out of a nightmare. They say its scales were shimmering, like wet emeralds in that dim jungle light. I mean, can you imagine a more terrifying sight?
There is absolutely no time to think, no time to react. It moves with this unbelievable speed, and it lunges straight for Rafik.
But you know what? The dog is faster. In this complete blur of fur and snarling teeth, Bruno just leaps, intercepting the attack and putting himself right between his owner and what would have been certain death.
So let's just break down this absolute chaos for a second. Rafik stumbles on a root, he's down, completely vulnerable. At that exact moment, Bruno engages the snake, snapping at it, distracting it. And then, and this is incredible, Bruno grabs Rafik's jacket in his teeth and literally pulls him, hauls him back from the danger zone and onto his feet.
The choice in that moment becomes brutally, terribly simple. Run or die. There is no fighting a monster like this. There is only escape. The race for their lives had officially begun.
So they're just crashing through the jungle, right? Slipping in mud, scrambling over logs, all with the sound of this massive snake right behind them. But, as you probably know, escaping one trap in the jungle usually just means you're running headfirst into another one.
They finally burst through the trees, and they see it. A river. For just a split second, that must have felt like salvation, right? A barrier. A way out. The giant snake couldn't possibly follow them through there.
But that hope just shatters, because under that deceptively calm surface, a whole new threat emerges. And this time, it's not one giant predator. Oh no, it's dozens of them, rising up from the water like these living shadows, with cold, unblinking eyes fixed right on them.
So this is a really crucial escalation in their nightmare. See, the anaconda, that was a single massive threat. It was a test of raw courage, of brute force. But these river snakes, they're something else entirely. They are a hidden, numerous enemy, and they turn this escape into a desperate gamble of pure speed and sheer will to live.
Well, they have no choice. They are literally trapped between a monster on the land and a whole swarm of them in the water. The only way out is forward. And this becomes the final ultimate test of their bond, a bond that was truly forged in fire and now in water. So they jump. The cold water is a total shock, and the snakes are on them immediately. But once again, Bruno acts. Just as one snake lunges for Rafik, Bruno charges it, barking, biting, creating just enough of a distraction. And that gives Rafik the precious few seconds he needs to just paddle frantically for the other side. They finally drag themselves out and just collapse on the muddy bank, soaked and completely spent.
And after a whole night of just pure, absolute terror, the sun finally starts to rise. That first bit of golden light spills through the canopy, lighting up all the wet leaves. The danger's past. For the first time in hours,
the world is quiet again. And in that moment of just quiet exhaustion, Rafik turns to his companion, his voice just shaking with relief, with gratitude. It's a simple phrase, but it says everything about what they just went through together. They survived. They actually did it.
So what's the big takeaway from all these harrowing accounts? Well, it's more than just a scary story. It really shows us this incredible survival dynamic. When you're faced with overwhelming danger, the combination of animal instinct and that interspecies loyalty, it created a partnership that was so much stronger than either of them were alone. Bruno's senses and Rafik's will to survive became one single, formidable unit.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. When we're stripped of everything, all our tools, our technology, our sense of control, what is our greatest weapon? Is it our own strength, our intelligence? Or is it that unspoken, instinctual bond we can forge with another living being? This story seems to suggest that sometimes the one thing that truly matters is the partnership that refuses to let you fall.